Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Donnie with Designs by Donnie, and today I'm going to show you how I make American flag cutting boards, starting with glued up strips of black walnut and white oak. I'm going to go through each step and teach you how I do it. Let's get started. Let's go. Thank you to Mirka for sponsoring this video. If you'd like to know more information about their products, please click the description box below. Let's begin with running these planks through the planer. We're going to take several passes until the boards are nice and flat and we've got them all 3/4 of an inch thick, which is standard cutting board thickness. Alright guys, so we just finished up milling the plank for the flag cutting board. Perfectly square and flat on all sides. It's ready to go. I just cleaned off my table saw. We're going to make a few cuts and get this cutting board shaped to size. Let's get started. I prefer to use my table saw for making most of my cuts over, say, a miter saw. The table saw just seems to be really efficient for me, and it's really accurate and dialed in, and it makes quick work of repeatable cuts. This project's coming along really well now, guys. We've ran it through the planer. We've ran it through the table saw. We have the dimension of the cutting board that we're looking for. Now we have to do the finishing technique. I'm going to be starting with 80 grit Abernet sandpaper, and I'm going to step my way up in the grits all the way to 320. I think 320 is a more than sufficient number for a cutting board. It gives you a nice high quality finish and a really smooth feel. But we're going to go through those steps right now, get started, and then we'll move on to the next part. Let's go. In case you're wondering which sander I'm using the Mirka Dayros 6-inch sander. This thing is amazing, and it's been a complete game changer for my shop. I highly recommend it. Keeping dust levels down in the shop is super vital to any woodworking business. I highly recommend their dust extractor. This is the one that I'm using, and it really is awesome, and it makes me feel secure health-wise and free of dust. So I highly recommend it. In case you're wondering what this dude is doing, this is a technique called water popping. I do this to all my projects. I hardly show it, but this is an important tip. Water popping raises the wood fibers and allows you to sand those and knock them down. Then you repeat the process a couple of times from the 100 grit to 220, and your board will be so smooth and you don't have to worry about any wood fibers popping up and leaving a rough touch later. Once the sanding was complete, I took the board over to a laser engraver where I'm going to have the stars laser engraved on the cutting board. I think it's really cool, it's efficient, and I just like the overall process of it. So we're on the cutting board finish now. We finished all the sanding, and we're about to apply the cutting board oil, which is food safe, protects the board, preserves the board, and gives it a really nice tone and character. So what I like to do is I like to place these little plastic cups into a tub and place the cutting board down onto those cups. Then I'll apply the oil. Let's go. Apply 3 coats of cutting board oil to all sides, and a pro tip, take your time with this. Let the oil really soak into the pores of the wood, and I would recommend letting each coat sit for 15 minutes before moving to the next. But the next step is, once it's dry, wipe off the excess with a rag and use cutting board wax. It'll give the board a nice sheen. And more importantly, once that's dry, use the Mirka high-speed polisher so that way the feel of the board
will also resonate high quality. Perceived value is a huge thing, and this really adds a lot of quality to a cutting board. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and stay tuned for the next series of videos coming your way. Have a good day, guys. Peace.